Jason Fromberg, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of Tech Connect. Tech Connect is a show that basically gives you all of your tech news in one quick little episode on YouTube that you can just go to every day and just say, I wonder what happened yesterday in the tech world, and you can just watch my quick little video and be up to date and be able to discuss what's going on in the the tech market. I think it's a great idea, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Well, let's get started with our first piece of news for today's episode. I think that if you're watching my show, I am going to safely say that you know the name Sony. Sony is a very popular brand, as we all know, and every time they release something new, everyone looks, and everyone, for the most part, tries to get their hands on one, if not to buy it, to at least try and know what everything's about. So that's why, with their large success of the PSP, they were interested in expanding their PSP market to larger, people. So if you weren't looking for a gaming system, perhaps you were looking for a cell phone, and maybe you were looking for a cell phone and you also wanted to get into minimal gaming, kind of like what Nokia did with their original N-Gage a couple years back. Wasn't a huge success, although it did get 2 versions out of it, but maybe a more modern version of that would be something worth looking into. So recently, I think everyone who's been keeping tabs on the smartphone world has seen the leaked images of the PlayStation phone, the PSP-Phone, which has also been codenamed Zeus. We're pretty certain that it's going to be called the Zeus phone, Zeus, whatever you want to call it, and it's going to be running. Obviously, it's going to be a PSP because it has the slide, just like the PSP Go. But it also runs a version of Android. It has been spotted in the wild, sporting 3 different types of Android operating systems. Most recently, it's been seen sporting 2.2. However, in the recent past, it has been seen running 3.0, Froyo, which is quite advanced, although if this phone were to be released, I highly doubt that Froyo would be released on it. The phone itself has 512 megabytes of internal RAM, although 1 gigabyte of internal RAM was also leaked, but it hasn't been proven. But I'm personally leaning towards 1 gigabyte of RAM because it seems more feasible that they would put that in there. Well, that seems alright. We then go to the memory issue. They say that there's supposed to be about 1 gigabyte of internal memory, which doesn't seem very Sony-like, because it's really not very impressive. But there is an expandable memory slot, as shown in the leaked images. It takes micro SD cards, and the leaked images have been shown with an 8 gigabyte micro SD card for expandable memory, and it's been proven that it's been functional, so I would not worry about the small memory. It's about 17 millimeters thick, which is just slightly thicker than the HTC Touch Pro 2. And surprisingly enough, it's actually the same exact width of the PSP Go, which is their attempt at making a more portable PSP, I want to say, which didn't exactly go too well. But yeah, that's what the PlayStation phone, codenamed Zeus, is all about. And I look forward to seeing more. I look forward to seeing more about this phone very soon. On to the next thing. Well, if any of you guys are like me, you guys are highly addicted to your Xbox 360, and you are addicted to the games that you play on them. Otherwise, what's an Xbox good for? Well, newsflash for you, all of you guys. Xbox is issuing a mandatory system update on November 1st, 2010, and it will basically not have any huge impact on your stuff, although it will kind of alter your Xbox experience. They say that the dashboard will have a faster and more flashy user interface, which is, that's always a good thing to have, because, when iOS 4 came out, it was always nicer to use, and, whatever. Microsoft actually says that it is for, quote-unquote, new layout of the dashboard, a new color scheme, and different fonts being used, which to me sounds very nice, although I find it very suspect that 2 days before the Kinect release, they'd be issuing an update, so it's got to have something to do with that also. Although I would not be worried. However, I think you're kind of screwed into having to update, because the way they say it's a mandatory update means if you choose not to update, which of course you can do because it's your device, you'll be screwed out of your Xbox Live service. So I would recommend updating, because what's the worst that could happen? Okay, and finally, a little while ago, there was something leaked about a Facebook phone, and Facebook Corporation wanting to get into the smartphone market, which it's a very competitive market, as we all know. And if you really want to succeed in this market, you need to have a very superior piece of hardware, because to compete with the other devices that are out there now, you have to have something to bring to the table that no other device really has. So Facebook has invited most of these big magazines and corporations to their Facebook mobile event, and on the actual invitation email it does say Facebook mobile event, revolutionary event, and it is scheduled for November 3rd, 2010 at 10:30 a.m. at their Palo Alto, California location. It is then going to be followed by a luncheon. Well, that's all great, but what the hell is it? We don't know, although it's been speculated that the Google Nexus 2 will be released as a Facebook integrated phone, kind of like the Kin was with KinSpace and all that stuff. If indeed this is the Facebook phone, which is going to be paired up with Google for the Google Nexus 2 handset, let's all hope and pray that the Facebook phone does much better than the Kin 1 and Kin 2 did, because we all know where all those phones are now. At the bottom of the fucking ocean. Okay, well, this has been the first episode of Tech Connect. I hope you guys liked it, and please get back to me with any feedback of stuff you'd like to hear about, stuff you hated, stuff I could have done better, lighting, anything I could really do to help you guys. Always email me. You guys can just leave me comments and please subscribe, because I would like to keep you guys updated with my recent videos and all that stuff. So thank you for joining me on my first episode of Tech Connect, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time.